Gemma Taylor, roses are red, violets are blue, and Jax has got a gun and he's coming for you. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment for the penultimate review of Sons of Anarchy. This one is Season 7, Episode 12. It is called Red Rose, and we have some major character deaths.
Absolutely. 30 months after we first started reviewing Sons of Anarchy. Now, we watched it a long time before then, but 2022 October, this is the penultimate review. As you pointed out, tragic state of affairs, but no more than tragic what happened in this episode. 3 big hitters hitting the floor, and you know what?
Let their bodies hit the floor.
Gemma and Juice, they had to go. I feel a bit for Uncle Unce.
I do, yeah, Unser got a bad deal. I think that at this point, Jax knows he's done wrong, and a lot of bodies have dropped due to his warpath and trying to get revenge for Tara. And I thought he was kind of beyond killing Unser at this point, but I mean, could be possible that Jax has thought, you know what, I've killed many innocent people, what's one more?
Well, we'll get to Unser later on in the episode, but we begin. Jax Taylor, he's got a sore foot. Now, apparently this was due to Charlie Hunnam actually hurting his foot in between cuts or something, so they just decided to write it into the show that he had a limp for the last 2 episodes. The more you know, but I mean, it didn't really add much, did it?
No, I mean, Juice has been limping as well, but that's probably
a sore arse.
That's a different injury.
That's a sore arse, brother. You're Jackie Chan. Which Jackie Chan's pumping Juicy Boy the day? But anyway, I mean, basically you have Gemma. We run into Michael Cuddle, so however you pronounce his name. The lead actor from The Shield. If you want us to review The Shield, maybe leave it down in the comments down below. But it looks like this guy's put on about £100 since he was in The Shield. I don't know if you've seen clips of The Shield, but he was a lot smaller on it. Here he looked fat.
Our comment section's a bit smaller these days as well.
That is, so guys, make sure to comment, hit the like button, subscribe.
Help us out.
Send us all your money if you want as well.
I don't need to do that, but at least comment.
Half it. A quarter it.
10%, buddy.
10% of your money, send it to us. But basically, Gemma gets a lift, and the guy's like, well, why do I need to give you a lift when your car's right there?
I just borrowed that car. I'm not looking for a roadside Hummer. You ain't getting one. How did we go from talking about kids to a blowjob? Well, I mean, it did look a bit... I would imagine when a woman like Gemma's asking this guy for a ride, it normally results in some sort of dodgy payment. So, I mean, I guess the guy assumed it's alright.
I believe we saw the...
it's a platonic drive she wants,
I believe we saw the homeless woman here, didn't we?
Yeah, she was at like the vending machine.
So what?
That's the one thing I've never really got in Sons of Anarchy, the homeless woman.
Is that just a pigment of Jax and Gemma's imagination? Because no one else has seen her, apart from those two.
Or interacted with
her. There is no way she gets from where Gemma is here to where Jax is next episode.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make any sense.
Unless she's getting a lift off a truck driver that we don't know about. But yeah. But hold on, she was in Belfast, wasn't she? It makes no... I mean, what's this woman doing? Know how expensive it is for a plane ticket?
How'd she get to Stranraer?
Yeah, how'd she get there? Fuck's sake, come on. Did she parachute out halfway across the
Atlantic? The homeless woman in Stranraer, Clay.
Absolutely, guys. But, Jax... Uncle Chucky made the delivery. So Chucky making the delivery was getting Unser to arrive at this undisclosed car park. He pulls up in the tow truck. Sam Crow's all there. He's like,
oh geez, you need 4 guys to off me.
What about Quintez? Quintez wasn't here. It was the 4 guys that mattered.
Nobody's getting offed. Jax then tells Unser the truth. Says, I need you to lift this on me, but I'll give you the truth about the Tara.
I'm listening.
And Jax reveals what happened. He says it was Gemma. Unser's taken back. He wants to... I mean, I think he doesn't want Gemma to die, but he also... I don't know. I mean, I still think he's simping big time here. I think he cares more about protecting Gemma than he does about justice. And he wants to take Gemma down because he knows that will protect her from Jax.
Yeah.
That's what I get from this. Rather than Unser's hell-bent on getting justice for Tara. I think it's more of a case that Unser's like, Christ, I need to report this, or else Jax will kill his
I
mother.
would have liked the scene from Unser I don't know where it would have been or who he would have talked to, but I would have liked a scene from Unser basically saying, how the fuck did I not realise this? Because all the pieces were there. He said, well, he could have spoke to Jarry about it.
Or Abel.
Or Abel, anybody, no, but he literally said to Jarry,
Nero.
Gemma and Juice, there's a piece of the puzzle that's missing.
Well, he's got that piece now, a little bit
No, but
too
why
late.
did he think last episode that Jax wanted to speak to Juice and Gemma about Tara? And he's like, there's a piece missing.
Come on, answer.
Come on, Unser, man. Time to play the game. But yeah, the Suns sit down with the Mayans, the Niners, and Nero's crew. Nero's like, no, we're not going to do that. But then Fiasco steps up. Yeah, homie, we can do it. It's like, you're out. Oh, gee, we need to feed our families, I say. Nero then makes it pretty fucking clear that he has got nothing to do with this business adventure, and that if it goes tits up, it's on Fiasco.
I mean, isn't that obvious anyway? Like, is Nero not making it clear that he is leaving?
Yeah.
So it's not really... Nero doesn't need this. I know, I thought it was pointing obvious. But, like, Nero, you can't be getting out and then deciding what your former club's going to do. Doesn't work that way.
I get it. He's trying to protect them, but... I mean, here, I didn't mind the Fiasco character. I think the Bizlats could have appeared in the Mayans in some capacity. You know what I mean? You've got a bunch of people here that are in Suns that you could have ferried... I mean, let's be honest. You've got, like, Fiasco...
We need to get Nero first before we get the Bizlets.
Hi, Nero's it.
I know, but we want him back in.
Of course we want him back in, but it didn't happen. But essentially here, right, we're going to get Connor to agree to a deal to sell guns to the Mayans, or else the Mayans are going to wipe out the Niners. But we'll meet with Connor later on in the episode. We then cut to the prison infirmary. Juice is sitting there. He calls the black woman Oprah, big fat Oprah. She's like, you looking another day in the infirmary, brownie. But then the guard walks in. We'll take care of it. But then half of China walk in. Just calls him Jackie Chan. He's like, you killed our boss. Well, that was Jackie Chan. And then a few of my brothers need to release some stress. And just doesn't fight it. He just says, have at it. Just is fucking tragic state of affairs here for Juice. Has to be said.
Yeah, pretty much just bent himself over, didn't he?
Yep.
And then fighted it.
That was all over, and then there was a scene later where he couldn't sit down, and he was like sitting on his... I tell you what, right? Name me a more tragic character than Juice. A TV show ever.
No, it's just bad crack. What happened to the guy?
It's like... I mean, honestly, I'm struggling to think here. You know, he goes from like the... You know, the nerdy IT guy who crack a joke. Didn't look like... That butter wouldn't melt kind of thing.
To getting his arse cracked?
Aye. I mean, his arse melted, like, I mean, there is no two ways about it, but basically the Chinese have tasked Juice with killing Tully. We'll come back on that later on. Gemma then heads to her father's nursing home. She's not allowed to see Nate because he's out on a wee church thing, and she's like, but the only person allowed to see Nate is Dr. Tara Doles. And this is a good wee tie into season 3 because Gemma was on the lam and Tara had to put her name down. Gemma then points out that Tara passed away a few months ago, and you know what? You'll need to get me on this list because I'm his only living relative. But instead of me after this wee visit, you can use Wendy Chase. She's my grandson's mother. Almost like she's predicting that Jax was going to die and he wouldn't give two shits about Nate. But end of the day, I like the fact that Gemma said that Tara passed away when she's the one that brutally killed her in the kitchen.
Yeah, not really revealing the whole truth there. What happened?
Absolutely not. Jax, the Sons, they meet with Connor. Connor basically says, I know what happened to the Chinese. I know what happened with Marks. You play me for a dumb bastard, Jackson. Your wee Brian solution? Well, that's not going to land on its feet kind of thing. Basically burying it. Why is he burying it? Why is Connor burying the mines here, right? As I pointed out during the review, Marks is pretty much snookered at this point. His hit crew's been wiped out. He's in jail. Why wouldn't the Irish Kings, the IRA, take this Mayan deal? Now, obviously, we do later find out that Connor is, in fact, double dipping, so to speak, and he's been selling real guns and shit.
Double dipping, I say.
So, but why wouldn't he take the Mayan deal?
Don't trust him. No.
Well, yeah. You know, Galen had a wee line, but we'll save that for Galen, not for us. But basically, the Mayans point out, well, we can't get this deal over the line, we're going to wipe out Tyler. Jack seems a bit, we have to sort this out for Tyler. Does he really? I mean, look at the amount of people he's dropped, man. Seems a wee bit unnecessary, but They then meet with Rourke. Rourke's like, right, how about you bring Connor to me and we'll finally listen to your wee Mayan situation. Jax then receives a phone call. Wendy's found out that Gemma is up seeing Nate. So what does Jax do? He heads north. Wendy then tells Nero about this. He then drives over to Unsur and says, if I go up, it'll get messy. But if you go up and arrest Gemma, you can maybe save her. And then Nero's like, save her. And Nero's like, no, it ain't about saving Gemma. It's about saving Jax. Does he genuinely mean that? I think he does. I think at this point, Nero's doesn't really give two fucks about Gemma. That river has, that ship has sailed down the river.
Yeah, but Unsur doesn't feel that way.
No, he wants to save Gemma.
It's all about the Gemma. So, I mean, like, Nero's moved on pretty much, and Unsur's still clinging to some bit of hope that maybe there's a life for him and Gemma. So, Unsur then gets Chucky to, hey, give me the address, text me the address, jumps in his pickup, starts driving off. Chucky's like, do you not want me to come with you? And I was like, nah, Gemma would be pissed if we both abandoned this place. Because Chucky's going to hold in the fort, isn't he? You know what?
Chucky's the last guy standing.
I feel a bit bad for Chucky. It's like he's never taken seriously, you know? Like,
no.
And you can maybe see in Mayans why it was probably a correct thing not to take him seriously, but...
Imagine saying back in season 1 of Sons that Chucky would be the last man standing at TM.
True, but I just think...
No, but imagine saying that.
No, but I think he could be treated with a bit of respect, like, so... I wish people...
This message is for Chucky.
I wish people would have respect for us, but... Yeah, Jackson, he also finds out that Gemma is up at her father's because she went to visit him, and he got the call from Wendy, because Wendy's put down as the new number one for Nate. So Jax then drives up. Unsur though beats him to it. Unsur's like, come on, Gemma, we gotta get you out of here.
Oh, before we get to that, what about Nate? What about the wee final conversation? Nate's out of it.
Yeah,
fly up to the moon.
Oh, Rose! Rose!
I think I had a son, he died. I don't know though. It's like, imagine being that fucked.
Yeah, it's sad because Gemma says goodbye to her father, and her father doesn't even know that he's there.
She's like, Gemma, I think she liked the flowers. And she's like, yeah, and then just walks out. Shite for Nate, but good for her.
Yeah, then we see Jax driving up, and he's desperate. He's on Unsur's tail. He doesn't know Unsur's up there, but he's fastly approaching Unsur. We have Juice in the prison. He goes over to Tilly, says I need to speak to you in private, and he lets Tilly know that the Chinese allowed him to live because they want him to take down Tilly. Tilly's like, well, you kind of give away the element of surprise, you know, by letting me know that, and Juice is just basically playing it cool. He's like, well, I'm not going to kill you, and I know you have to kill me, so just let me finish my pie. Good
line there for Juice. Good last scene. May as well talk about it. Finishes his pie, stands up. R.I.P. Juice. Juan Carlos Ortiz gets shoved in the neck numerous times. Blood sprays out everywhere as the prison's bell goes off.
It's mad that you just see how quickly the perpetrator can just like hand off the knife and off he goes. But then again, it's like people like Tully, like they're never getting out, aren't they not?
No, they're not. And
so it's like really.
I would say Tully's the best character in season 7 that's just been introduced in this season.
No, I do like Tully.
I like Oscar as well, but
like I don't know, like when you're in set, like I guess they could push up your execution date.
Aye, something like that.
If you are getting it, if it's a place that does executions, I don't know.
But yeah, the end of Juice, just a shit state of affairs.
Sad.
No, it is. It really is sad for Juice, but I guess actually, what we had with Jax as well beforehand. I mean, this is a fucking pretty big scene. So he does have the mayhem discussion with the other presidents. We've got Bill Goldberg, the T-1000. We've got some ginger guy for Indian Hills, and some guy kind of doesn't really have a look about him. He was actually he's president of Rogue River, but Jax.
Is that the guy that looked like Goldberg?
No, the other guy. But I think the guy at Goldberg was Reno.
Yeah, it probably is better if we talk about this scene before we move into the killing.
Basically, Jax admits to it. He says it wasn't Jury that gave up the us. It was Barossi.
How could Jury have confessed? He didn't. I lied.
Yeah. Basically, Jax tells him the truth. He's like, my guys will still claim self-defense. T-1000, Packer, he's like, what you're saying here, brothers?
Oh, no, murder. You know, this has got to land.
Mayhem has to land. Does Mayhem have to land? Right, let's actually just break it down. if Sam Crow are adamant it's self-defense, even if Jax lied. No, I think the thing is here, right? See if Jax truly wanted to live, and I think by this point he's already made his bed, right? He's decided. So once he's found out Gemma did it and he's going to kill her, he's willing to check out. You can clearly see even at the beginning of this episode when he's talking to Nero about the kids going down there, he says, "Oh, that would be good if they went down there with you." It was almost like in a world without him. Jax could have very easily got off with this, in my opinion. He could have just, he could have just fucking denied it and said, "No, it was actually jury."
Well, I mean, he still did have the self-defense thing, I guess, technically, like, I mean...
No, true, but he basically said, "No, I'll get them to vote that way," when he could have went, "Well, it's my charter."
Let's say they don't vote. What happens? Is that going to lead to, like, a war between two different charters, or
I think it was more of a case of like, well, it sets a very dangerous precedent going forward.
Yeah,
it's not going to stop if charters have a minor disagreement. What's stopping presidents killing each other?
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Well, you can't give me Mr. Mayhem because Jack's Taylor never got it." No, I mean, I get that.
Like, I wouldn't expect, I wouldn't have expected if Sam Crow voted no on this for these 5 charters to rock in and fucking drop them.
No, this isn't Mine's MC.
No, like, I do think that there's a bit of fucking democracy left in the Suns. But Jax, he says, "I'll make sure they vote the right way." And he says, "But I want one request to be honoured." And he says, "There's an old bylaw," and obviously this is going to be doing with the black community. But yeah, I thought it was a good parallel because as this was kind of going on, this is around about when Juice died, and I just think that's good writing because Juice got himself into this entire mess because...
Skin colour.
Yep, and now Jax is setting that right, so I think it's the correct decision for Jax to do that. Who's going to get patched in? Check out the series finale. But let's cut back to Nate's house. Who would have thought that house earlier back in season 3 when Stephen King rocked up?
Who would have thought
Guatemala Harry would have fucking had this scene go down?
Who would have thought Nate would have outlived half of these people?
I know.
Yeah, there's no proof that Nate's dead yet.
I know.
It could still be alive. Nate might outlive Shuggy at this point.
Could Nate be the next Sam Crow president at like 100 years old? The end? Sitting in his fucking wheelchair?
But yeah, Unser, he's trying to get Gemma to come with him. Gemma's kind of just out of it. She's just, I don't know, is she accepting her fate? Does she expect Jax to come through that front door?
I read this. How funny is it that she got like an A+ on the
second amendment
on guns?
And she says from that point, she kind of knew she was doomed. She was going nowhere. This is kind of life that she had ahead of her. We then see Jax burst through the door. Unser's like, "Hey, Jax, I've called her in. She's going to prison. She can't get away with this." And then Gemma says, "No, he didn't call it in." Jax tells Unser, "Just leave. Just go. Leave, Unser. I can't do that.
I got nothing left." And at this point, I mean, you know what? We can say this is cold-blooded from Jax, and it kind of, but I think it's Jax doing Unser a favour. I genuinely do. I think Unser is absolutely deflated. I don't see how...
I'm deflated.
He's deflated, I'm deflated, but I don't think Unser... I think this was the end of the road for Unser. I think his whole world just came crashing down.
I've got nothing left. Yeah, that's...
He knows some stuff that Jem is capable of, but I think this honestly affects him worse than Nero to a point.
Yeah, he's known Gemma longer.
And he's also the one that told Gemma that Tara made the deal when she didn't actually.
Yeah, I think he cares more about Gemma and some weird, fascinated kind of...
Jax gave him the opportunity to leave.
True, but it's not like Jax says leave or maybe didn't need to spell it out, but do you think Unser was expecting that bullet to the chest?
I think he was. I think it was him accepting his fate.
This is all I got left.
Well, I mean, obviously it wasn't self-defense, but I said maybe what if Unser didn't find out until this scene. I think that would have been pretty good. But he literally doesn't find out Gemma killed Tara until it's too late.
Do you think Jax would have killed Nero if the roles were reversed?
No, it's a tough one. But
is it also partly because Unser's like fucking old and he's got he's supposed to be terminally ill, and
I
I think it's that Jack's kind of putting Unser out of his misery, maybe.
Part of me I don't think Nero would have said I've got nothing left. He has his son.
True.
I mean, you could argue Unser's got a son or a daughter, but for whatever reason he cares more about the bottles of fucking Corona in his, fridge. But yeah, Unser's deed, really good character. Well, great character, phenomenal. Seriously underrated.
Simple for Gemma Taylor.
Yep.
It's just a shame that this guy couldn't have, I don't know, remarried or just got away from the club, or I don't know, could have done something apart from, fall in love with Gemma Taylor, because that was never going to end well. As Maureen Ashby say, she's a meat grinder. She grinds all those men up.
Looking for some tenderness.
Looking for some tender meat. And she found it with Unser, so poor Unser falls down, and
Alejandro.
it's not good, but poor Unser. I feel bad for the guy, man.
Yeah, and then Gemma kind of doesn't apologise for Tara, but says, I don't even remember what really happened that night. Jack's like, but it happened. She's like, I'd like to go out to the garden, if that's alright. Jax takes her out to the garden.
I want to look at the flowers.
Yeah, and even till the very end, even till that bullet, that 9mm, slug goes through her skull, coaching Jax right until the very end, pretty much just hammering home the fact that Gemma is like the master of puppets.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I don't know, it's a good scene, but do you think an explanation was needed, like a why, or do you think, do we already know? We already know why.
Because she thought she was at it.
And Jax knows that. Simple as that. Jax doesn't need. I know he knows that, but like, do you not think he's like, how could you, like, an explanation? No. I mean, she killed her brutally. Like, I mean, do you think they had a little bit more to say?
No, I know. No, but what was it?
No, we know why.
No, but he said earlier.
But do you not think Jax could, like, how could you kill the mother of my children? Like,
no, no, it was no, but I think he said earlier to Unser that she got wind of some kind of deal.
He knows that's why she done it. Yeah. But I mean, that's the reason she did it. But I mean, like, how could you do it?
I guess it's too painful enough. He kind of just wants. I think at this point, Jax just wants to kill Tara, Gemma, then end himself.
Like, let's say stealing's like the worst crime ever, and somebody steals because they're broke. You know why they done it, but you'd be like, how could you actually do it, kind of deal. And I thought maybe there could have been a conversation like that between the two, but nah, just a bullet to the back of the head, and that's Gemma.
I'm ready. Done. Do it.
I mean, Gemma and Juice, you know what? At the beginning of the season, they're desperately trying to stay alive and, not get caught. But by the end of this episode, they've basically just accepted that.
I made a theory video earlier saying, what if Juice lied to Jax last episode, right? And doesn't admit to it, and therefore doesn't phone Gemma to let her know that he told Jax everything. What does Gemma do if Jax confronts her without knowing the truth? Does she just flat up deny it?
I'd say she would deny it, aye.
It's right to the very fucking end. Anyway, Gemma Taylor's dead.
Someone's been lying to you, son.
Yeah. Within the space of 5 minutes, Juice, Unser, Gemma, all dead. And yeah, the episode ends. You've got the Chinese being... I mean, I think this is like the official end of the Chinese here. I mean, anybody that has got a hint of Chinese genes in them, they're absolutely done. They're gone for. It's all over. Nero then goes to Gemma's house. I believe this is the last time we see Gemma's house in the show. He basically puts the keys down, leaves them. Jax returns home, takes off his shoes, sleeps with Wendy, and the episode ends with one last zoom in on Unser, one last zoom in on Gemma, and it may make it rain. And that is the end of the episode.
I mean, I feel bad for Tara. I mean, say what you want. Later seasons, I think she was a bit annoying, and you kind of felt like she had the chance to leave that life and didn't. Therefore, maybe she reaps what she sows. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, yeah, she gets killed. Jax was sleeping with other women at that point. Jax is now back sleeping with Wendy. Wendy's going to bring up both Thomas and Abel, and she's going to be the mother to them that Tara wanted to be. She's going to get away from this life, She's getting to leave, go to that farm, and that's kind of what Tara wanted. I do feel a
Just
bit bad
shows you
for her. Like,
life's unfair. But no, I think's just perfect though when you actually think of it. This whole thing started because of Jackson Clay's petty beef in season 2. Their petty beef made them open fire on Sobel, which then got them jail time. Clay then had to make the deal inside with the cartel. Rico get involved, just gives the information up to open the Rico case essentially. That has to make Tara get to Otto inside. He then kills the nurse. That's what forces her into making a said deal, right? And then that's what makes Gemma kill her. And then Gemma and Juice are the ones that come up with the lie and cause all these deaths. Everything in Sons is connected at some earlier point in the show, and I don't think many shows are like that. How many shows can you truly watch and go, oh fuck, back in season 1 and 2, this is where this snowballed?
no, I know. Sons does a really good job of that.
Yeah, so what are you getting it?
I like. I'm giving this one a 10. I like this episode. One of my favourites.
Yes, I'll give it a 10 as well. I mean, it's pretty. See, when you kill off 3 major characters like that, it's pretty hard to fuck it up.
The season 7, the Sons of is really strong, but it's just that unfortunate that the middle dragged it down. Like,
Yeah, it was like the limbo part when the Chinese were inside, and then the Bobby stuff kind of did get dragged out a wee bit. But anyway, 10 out of 10. Leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, 1 episode to go. Peace.